this next clip that we're going to show is about the story of how birds are representing what Swedenborg calls the spiritual or the heavenly marriage, the union of these two. Remember we talked about love and wisdom coming out of God. The uniting of these two is what Swedenborg calls the heavenly marriage, and it's essential to the heaven that God is trying to create. And it, again, comes out in different levels. In human beings, it leads us toward the marital impulse, but there is this symbolism that can be represented only by particular animals. So we're going to play you this story here. We actually filmed a stained glass window for this that's in the Bernathen Cathedral, because this is, as far as I know, the only cathedral based on Swedenborg's ideas, and they have a stained glass window depicting this story. So here's a story from Swedenborg's book, Married Love, and it's you'll hear them say the word conjugal love in there. At the end, it means the same thing as married love. So here, this is from number 270.
While I was in the depth of this thought, lo, I saw 2 swans flying towards the north, and presently 2 birds of paradise flying towards the south, and also 2 turtle doves flying in the east. And as I followed their flight with my sight, I saw that the 2 swans bent their way from the north towards the east, likewise the 2 birds of paradise from the south, and that they joined the 2 turtle doves in the east and flew together to a certain lofty palace there, surrounded by olive trees, palms, and beeches. The palace had 3 tiers of windows, one above another, and as I was directing my attention to them, I saw the swans fly into the palace through the windows opened in the lowest tier, the birds of paradise through the windows opened in the middle tier, and the turtle doves through windows opened in the highest tier. As I observed this, an angel stood by and said, "Do you understand the things you have seen?" I replied, "In some small degree." He said, "This palace represents the dwelling places of conjugal love, as they are in the human mind."
Do you understand what you have seen? In some small degree. I imagine that's what we all say at the end of one of these episodes. Do you understand? Yeah, a little bit. So let's break it down with a diagram. What are these different levels? So here's the whole scene. This is a depiction. The angel goes on to tell Swedenborg that these 3 tiers of the palace are the levels of the mind: the celestial or heavenly, as it's translated sometimes, the spiritual, and the natural or physical. Married love is differently represented by these different birds here. On the celestial level, married love is the love of good with its wisdom, which is manifested or corresponded with these turtle doves. They are an image and a likeness of it. On the spiritual level, married love is the love of truth with its intelligence, which is embodied by these birds of paradise. And then on the natural or physical level, the married love is the love of what is just and right with its knowledge. And that's embodied by swans. And he says that in each level there is 2 apartments, one for love and one for wisdom. And in the front there's a bed chamber where they come together. And it may seem strange that those are representations of, is calling it married love, but it's things like what is just and right with its knowledge, because they're inseparable. The human inclination to pair up is related to this pairing of the good and the true, and is represented by these animals. So it's all tied together. Anyway, that's that. Animals appearing to tell things about married love or the heavenly marriage is something that comes up throughout Swedenborg's works. He even has a scenario once where he's talking to a group of angel wives or married female angels, and he wants to ask them some things about the secrets of the spiritual essence of their marriages, and they say, yeah, we'll tell you about it because there's this dove that's out their window, and because of what it's holding this olive branch. All of the correspondences show these angels, yeah, it's okay, we can tell this, we can trust this guy. Somehow they can read that from what's around them. So they talk, but then as soon as the dove flies away, they say, all right, we can't tell you anymore. And so Swedenborg is like, all right, I'm going to go talk to the husbands. So he starts to talk to the men about it. He says, can you tell me some of the secrets of it? And they look out the window and they see this swan in the kind of tree it's sitting in, all the details of it. Tell them, all right, we can talk to you. So they talk for a while until the swan leaves, and then they say, yeah, we can't talk to you anymore. So you have angels who understand these correspondences are not just getting insight, but somehow getting direction. Like the authority that they answer to, which would be God, is somehow talking to them through the animals are like the messengers of God in this case.